Thank you very much.
Tell me about the club.
Of course. Jewish Student Union is a Jewish club on campus. We meet every Tuesday, and everybody's welcome to join. We go through some of the Jewish holidays, great food, great kosher food. And our main event is around Hanukkah time. We build a Lego menorah that goes to the children in the hospital. But please do come by and visit us every Tuesday at the ATEC building, room 101. And you could always sign up and see all our activities. Everybody's welcome, and we hope you have a great time.
We have the League of Women Voters, and you are the president of this club. How you doing?
I'm the president of the Western Monmouth League of Women Voters. There are 3 local leagues in Monmouth County, and we are one of them.
What you guys do?
We are nonpartisan, and we are all about advocating for good government. We want people to vote. We do not tell them who to vote for, but we want to give them as much information as possible. And so there is a Vote 411 website where hopefully all of our candidates in the county and in other places too will be submitting their information, so people can just click on and know what everybody thinks, and they will be able to make their own wise, informed decision.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, and I hope we have a lot of voters this year.
Well, we got a lot of new voters today registering, so we're very pleased.
That's great.
That's good.
All right, guys, we are here with LGBT+, and we have the president. Wait.
I'm the secretary of both Theater Club and LGBT Club.
Oh my God, so amazing. So she is the secretary. We talked a little bit with Theater
Way
Club.
too
Can you tell
loud
us more
for
about
me.
LGBT?
Can I hear? Oh, I can hear myself.
LGBT plus community, or even straight allies, where we discuss being in the community or like historical events from the community, and that's really
Yeah, and can anybody join? You don't really have to be in. Yeah.
anyone can join both Theater Club and LGBT Club, and you don't have to be gay to come to LGBT. You could be straight or what if you anything. Like allies are welcome too.
I love it. Thank you so much for telling us more about it. 2 + 2 is 4, but that's not all you learn in Math Club. We're going to learn more about it with the president of Math Club. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am very good. How are you doing? Tell me about Math Club.
Math is one of the best subjects ever. We meet on the second Thursday of every month. We have snack and studies where you come with your math homework. We have professors there ready to help. They can help you out anytime you need. We have snacks, obviously, food. Last year we actually got to go on to a DC trip with the rest of the STEM classes, STEM clubs, I'm sorry, for 2 days or 2 nights. It was crazy affordable. It's a great time. We always have, something
check
for
it.
everybody.
Okay. I can hear myself, I know, so.
You can come.
I think it's great that you don't have to be like a math major or like a math genius to join.
Can you hear Brian?
Your homework and have help with math. Because math is a struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people, even for people who enjoy math.
I love it. Thank you so much. You are going to be a great president.
Sure.
All right, guys, if you love music and you love technology,
Let us know when you want to do a quick test or whatever.
We're here with the Music Technology Club and the Connection Club. We've got some 2 great gentlemen right here. 3, just kidding. So tell me more about this club.
See, basically what we do is our clubs are 2 clubs that work together. What we do is the Connections clubs, we will be teaching people how to play instruments, while also we will be interviewing some local bands, and we will also be discussing how the music industry works. So anyone who wants to come join, you don't have to be a musician.
I can hear them in the control room. Yeah.
We welcome everybody.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, I'm going to switch to Brian.
And helping us with the studio.
Go ahead, Brian. Say something.
Testing 1 2 test 1 2.
We'll usually be in tech club.
This is great. To learn more about this club and
all right, so
the
we're going to
other
open up
clubs,
over here.
please visit brookdalecc.edu. I am here with the Psychology and Human Services Club. Can you tell me a little bit about this club?
So psychology
we'll do like
and
a
human
quick
services
open and then we'll go
basically
from
we
there.
talk about anything psychology related, right? How the weather affects your mood, how studying gets performed better if you're not as tired, self-care, that kind of stuff. Human services, mental health, addiction, that kind of stuff. All stuff that also nowadays does affect our students and the population.
Absolutely. I think this is such a good club to have on a college campus because students are always stressed. Students, I know, get depression, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind that.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
So how do students join this club, and how can they learn more about it?
So we meet every other Thursday as of right now. It will change if there's more students and we want to meet every week. But
give us a countdown when you're ready.
And they can sign up and become part of it.
That's great. Can students just drop in and show up with part of the club even if they're not in it?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Everyone should really make use of this club.
And welcome inside the Robert J. Collins Arena in Lincroft, New Jersey for a doubleheader tonight as the Jersey Blues will take on the Bergen County Bulldogs in a much-needed matchup for two of these women's basketball teams. Alongside Brian Goudsward, I, of course, am Tim Catalfamo. Brookdale opens up this game tonight in the women's matchup on a little bit of a slide. They are 3-9 on the year, whereas Bergen has won 4 of the last 5 games. They come in here with momentum, and while they don't have a large roster on the side for the Bulldogs, Brian, they are a very dangerous team. This will be a very tough challenge for the Jersey Blues tonight.
Yeah, they do. You mentioned it. They don't have a lot of players on their roster, but what they do have is a lot of quality players. You look at it in terms of scoring, they average 3 or 4 players with double-figure scoring. They have one of the better records in the Region 19, so they've done a very nice job this year, and it's going to be just another challenge for the Jersey Blues to get a victory here tonight.
So as Bergen, you see being introduced on the floor, they are in their away purple uniforms with orange lettering and, of course, white lettering as well, along with some white and orange trim. Brookdale on the opposing side in the home white uniforms. You see Coach Brunson there giving his players a congratulatory handshake before they step onto the floor. The starting 5 for the Jersey Blues, will give that to you right now. It'll be number 5, Melissa Golombayski, number 11, Gianna Pacini, 22, Anna Catanzaro, 25, Kenya Wagner, and Natasha Onyago, number 23, will be the 5 on the floor for the Jersey Blues tonight. On the side for Bergen, they will start with number 11, Liana Martinez, who's a very talented player, the point guard. Keep an eye on her tonight. Nalaya Hill, number 13, number 21, Nicole Gato, number 23, Hadasha Haricha, and number 15, a new player added to the roster very recently, Ileani Isabel. So keep your eyes on those players tonight. Bergen only has 7 players here, so only 2 subs. And that was something that we talked about in the open, Brian. Not a whole lot of players on the side for Bergen. However, don't let that scare you or in any way make you think that somehow they are not able to play at a high level. It certainly is a very tough challenge for the Jersey Blues tonight. They are one of the top teams in the Region 19 Conference.
And one thing to watch, too, is the fact that these teams haven't played in a while. It's been about 3 weeks, so you wonder about the long layoff, how you start, especially in the early minutes.
Head coach Tracy Green on the side for Bergen was actually telling me that pre-game. She's concerned how her players will be because of the long layover between games. The last time Bergen and Brookdale played was on December 19th. Brookdale played on December 19th against Sussex. That was a win here at home. And Bergen, their last game was right around that point as well. So both these two teams trying to shake off maybe some rust early on in the month of January in the new year. Shot clock down to 3. A long 2 there for Isabel is off the mark. Offensive rebound put back up and in, though, by Nalaya Hill. And Bergen leads 2-0.
Yeah, it was just a case of Brookdale unable to clear the defensive glass and gave Bergen a gift there with the second chance points.
Now Brookdale looks to go to work. This is Anna Catanzaro, one of the sophomore leaders on the team. Melissa Golombayski out to Gianna Pacini, a long 3 on the way. Onyango grabs the rebound. That's her spot. Wagner puts it up high off the window. No. Second chance opportunity doesn't fall, and a rebound to Hill. So Brookdale comes up empty on their first possession. See if the Bulldogs can extend their lead. Nearly putting it on the floor there was Martinez. And it's taken away by the Jersey Blues. Here's Pacini. 1-on-2 to the rim. Missed the layup.
It was an attempt of turning defense into offense as Catanzaro blocked the shot on the perimeter on this end, but Brookdale unable to convert on the fast break.
Martinez now over to Haricha. Brookdale appears to be in a 3-2 zone. In the post, here's Hill trying to square off with Kenya Wagner, and she lost it out of bounds.
And for the Jersey Blues, it was a good last impression 3 weeks ago when they knocked off Sussex. And we remember that game. It was a tough battle, come from behind win, made some big shots late in that game to ice it, and one of the more impressive victories for the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, Brookdale won that game 45-41. Kenya Wagner and Melissa Golombayski both had 10 points. Wagner in particular, she had 5 blocks. Catanzaro, who has the ball now, had 4 blocks in that game. And It was a low-scoring affair. However, one thing that was interesting on the side for the Skylanders, Brian, is they were perfect from the floor. 15 of 15 from all their shots around the perimeter, but they were not able to pull it out in the end as Onyango along the low block puts it in off of the glass, and Brookdale now leads 4-2. Catanzaro the rebound.
Good rebound that time as she just out-willed a couple of Sussex defenders to get it.
Pacini along the baseline, score the basket, and now Brookdale pulls ahead 4-2. Just trying to do the math in my head along with looking at some of these notes and the players on the floor. It's the Jersey Blues ahead by 2. Here's Haricha, hasn't rejected by Wagner. That was just something I was talking about a moment ago. Wagner had 5 blocks in the last game. She's now got 1 in the evening. Wagner a straight on 3. This one goes off the glass and in for Kenya Wagner.
And Wagner has shown an ability to shoot it from distance, and that time in rhythm, she was wide open. Not sure that she intended to go bank, but it works just as well. Good start for Brookdale.
And now the Jersey Blues extend their lead 7-2. Here's Martinez. Over to Gato. Downstairs for Hill. Again, trying to go right at Kenya Wagner, and Catanzaro, I believe, was on the baseline, so a turnover here for the Jersey Blues.
Was she? It didn't appear that she was on the baseline. I'm not sure about that call.
Our officials this evening, Nate Santana, Teresa Conyor, and Nina Norman. Quick catch and shoot there for Gato. Got her own rebound and is able to put it in. So a nice persistent play there by Nicole Gato, and the Bulldogs are within 3.
And we talked about Bergen having a lot of weapons offensively. Gato, one of them.
And Onyango on the other end, an easy layup. Natasha Onyango starting out the game very well. And Brookdale now once again pulls ahead by 5. This is Isabel. Can't get that one to go. Rebound goes to Onyango. Pacini again with a 1-on-2 situation, and this time she draws the foul. So Gianna Pacini will go to the foul line for the first foul shots here in this game. Bulldogs foul number 21, Nicole Gato. That's her first. As Melissa Golombieski checks out of the game, in for her, Tiance Wilson on the side for Brookdale. Pacini can't hit the first attempt from the line. The 5'7" freshman from Keyport averages around 9 points and has scored double figures in the last 2 of the last 3 games. She's 1 of the 2 from the line, and Brookdale now leads by 6. Here's Hill again at Wagner. She's been trying that all first quarter, has not been able to have any success, and Wagner takes the rebound. Catanzaro, she can shoot the 3 from behind the arc. That one's an air ball.
Yeah, and even though that shot missed by a wide margin, as you mentioned, Catanzaro, another player like Wagner, who has shown the ability to shoot it from that distance, and so those aren't necessarily bad shots for Brookdale.
I mentioned the open. Bergen has come in here on a hot streak, winning 3 of the last 4 games. They are 9-4 on the season, top 5 in the region standings. As that shot is rejected from behind by Onyango. Isabel was in great position but not able to put it in. Pacini checks out for Amanda Friend on the side for the Jersey Blues. It'll be 18 to shoot here for Bergen. And you also talked about this right when we came on, Brian. This is a long layover between games. So for Bergen, they haven't really had that great of an offensive look these opening couple of minutes, but maybe that's just because they haven't been able to quite get acclimated back to game speed after such a long layover.
Yeah, and I think thus far Brookdale has had the advantage. They don't look like they have tired legs coming out in the first part of the opening quarter.
Turnover here taken away by Isabel. Tried to lead it up to Hill, and she couldn't handle the pass.
While Bergen looks much more like they are suffering from the 3-week layoff. Sloppy passing there. They've had a couple of turnovers as Brookdale makes a substitution.
Melissa Golombieski will check into the game as Kenya Wagner goes to the bench. Here is Golombieski. Again, an attempt to get it inside to Catanzaro leads to another turnover. That's something that Coach Brunson has told me this team needs to clean up with. They have struggled with turnovers this year. Turnovers and picking up a lot of fouls. We haven't seen any fouls charged to the Jersey Blues so far, but that's now a couple of turnovers in the last couple of minutes. And just as I say that, a foul along the perimeter on Anna Catanzaro.
It was a nice job there by Martinez on the perimeter, faking out Catanzaro, and then she was forced to foul to stop the drive.
Martinez will inbound. Isabel for three. That one's an air ball. Martinez, a weak side rebound. Shot clock did not reset. It's at 13. Martinez a long three. Catanzaro, another rebound. Amanda Friend from the corner. That one's short. Onyango keeps it alive. Wilson tries a three. That one's off the heel. Knocked around, and Wilson will be able to get the rebound. So Brookdale diving for all those loose balls, making the most of all their opportunities. Here's Onyango right at Hill. Can't get it to drop. Nalaya Hill to Isabel. May have gotten away with an extra step. A long three for Gato is off the mark. Bergen has been trying to find the back of the net, just cannot in this first quarter. Catanzaro, a nice two, can't finish though. And Martinez, another board. Almost seems like both these two teams right now, Brian, are trying to feel each other out, trying to feel who has the hot hand, so to speak, as a rejection inside there by Amanda Friend as Isabel couldn't get the shot off. Here's Golombieski going to the rim, lays it up and in.
And Golombieski with a nice job there, one-on-one in transition, able to make the maneuver around Gato, as you see there on your screen, and finish it off.
12-4, Jersey Blues in front by 8. And again, Bergen still trying to break a scoreless drought. Here's Hill spinning her way into the pen, rejected by Catanzaro.
I'll tell you, Brookdale's getting their hands on a number of shots, whether it's Catanzaro, Onyango, Wagner. They have a handful of rejections to start.
Golombieski may have had her shot rejected. It'll stay here with the Jersey Blues with 18 to shoot. Wagner and Jada Spalazzino will come into the game for the Jersey Blues. And now we have a timeout that is going to be called by head coach Tracy Green. It'll be a 30-second timeout for the Bulldogs just to try to reset things with 2:22 left here in the first quarter. And I mentioned it a moment ago, Brian, it looks like Bergen and Brookdale are both trying to feel each other out on offense. However, I will say Brookdale's doing an excellent job on defense. They are ready to play. Bergen looks a bit sluggish coming out of the gate here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looks, if you look at the records, you would have thought Brookdale was the team that came in at 9-4 because they have been the aggressors. And you mentioned the defense. That's what has stood out in this opening quarter. Blocking shots, contesting shots. Bergen unable to get into any kind of a rhythm to this point, and the Jersey Blues have themselves an 8-point lead.
Brookdale is a team that is in desperate need of a win. They've struggled with scoring this year. I mentioned the issue with turnovers and fouls. So far in this first quarter, I have to imagine Rich Brunson on the Brookdale bench is pretty happy with his team's effort. Amanda Friend will inbound, 20 to shoot here for the Jersey Blues. That's nearly a 5-second call as Brookdale barely gets it in to Spalazzino. Spalazzino, a quick three. Off the back of the rim. Rebound is tracked down by Heather Polgarin, one of the players that checked in at the last buzzer. Caitlin Conlin, another player in the corner for three for Bergen, right off the bench for the Bulldogs.
Well, Bergen clearly in need of some kind of spark, so they make a couple of changes to their lineup, and right off the bat, Conlin drills a three.
Now Brookdale will try to answer. Wagner over to Spalazzino, and she puts it in. Jada Spalazzino coming off of her best game a couple of weeks ago in the month of December against Rowan College at Gloucester County, where she had 9 points. She's got 2, and Brookdale leads by 7. There's Conlon, who just made that 3. Over to Hill. Cross-court pass to Gato. Tried to flip it up there. Didn't get it to go. And out of bounds, last touched by Bergen. Gianna Piccini will come into the game for the Jersey Blues as Jada Spalazzino will check out. Natasha Onyago also enters the game as Kenya Wagner will go to the bench. So it looks like one of the strategies early on here, Brian, especially on the Brookdale side, is substitute early and often. We've seen several substitutions in this first quarter.
Yeah, and there's been a number of players who've made contributions on both ends of the floor, so it's worked out in quarter number 1.
Onyango in the paint. Now over to Wilson. Shot clock down to 10 here. Golembieski for 3. Too strong. Rebound Hill. Bulldogs looking to push. Martinez to the rim. Draws contact. Count the basket and the foul for Liana Martinez.
Yeah, nice job by Martinez initiating the contact there against Tiance Wilson, drawing the foul and able to finish, try to complete a 3-point play.
So it's Wilson's first personal foul. Martinez will be at the line for an extra foul shot, as just like that, Tiance Wilson will check out of the game. Jada Spalazzino is back in. Ileani Isabel also checked in for Bergen, as Martinez completes the 3-point play, and Bergen going on a little bit of a miniature run here to close out the first quarter. They trail by 4. Piccini, dangerous feed into Friend. Nowhere to go with it. Now back out to Golembieski from behind the arc. She can't connect. Shot clock is turned off. Bergen can hold for the final shot if they choose. Martinez with a pump fake. Now goes inside, off the rim, no, and Friend is able to grab the rebound, or does she? She's on the floor. This will be a tie-up, and it'll be Bergen basketball by virtue of the possession arrow.
Yeah, normally that's a case where you'd see the team take a timeout so that Brookdale would end up with possession there, but the possession arrow makes the call, and it's Bergen who gets another shot.
Gato for 3, rims out. Rebound Martinez, that one doesn't go. Onyango secures the rebound for Brookdale. She's got 3 seconds. Piccini, a long 3 at the buzzer, off the glass, no. And that will end the first quarter with the Jersey Blues leading 14-10. Tracy Green and company on the side for the Bergen Bulldogs have got some work to do. They trail by 4. We'll be back for the second quarter live here on BTV tonight after this.
As well as the other clubs, but this is great. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Did you ever find physics hard? So did I, but right now I have the president of the Physics and Astronomy Club with me. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So do you like physics?
I love physics.
Oh my gosh, so you're president of the club. What's some things that you guys have planned for this year? What are you excited to bring to students that are part of the physics club?
Oh, we have a lot of good trips planned this year. We may be going back to DC like we went last year. We may be going to NASA. We have a lot of cool things planned. We have projects planned. We may be building drones, a telescope, like all this cool stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And do you have to love physics and have to be a physics major or astronomy major to be a part of this club?
I'm an engineering major actually, so I love physics, so I joined the club.
That's so awesome. It's probably great on the resume. And last question, what do you think the best part about joining a club on Brookdale? Just what is the best part about joining?
Getting involved, honestly. It's good to meet new people. It's also a good way to study too. Meeting new people, you meet new friends. It's awesome.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much. Best of luck. Very cool. So can you guys tell me what club you guys have here today?
The Russian club.
So tell me a little bit about the Russian club. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Back here in the Collins Arena, getting ready to start the second quarter. Rich Brunson on the side for the Jersey Blues in his 4th season as head coach. Was an assistant on the men's basketball program for several seasons. Took the head coaching job here at Brookdale on the women's side in 2016. And he was a Rutgers Scarlet Knight from 1979 to 1983. And how about the Scarlet Knights? A very impressive win over Penn State the other night in the RAC. Bergen down by 4. The steal there by Polgarin. Possibly giving the Bulldogs an opportunity to get even closer. A long three from the corner by Isabel is an air ball. And Pacini, an offensive foul as she ran right into Conlon. So not very good execution there for the Jersey Blues, and the Bulldogs will get it back. It's the first foul on Pacini. Brookdale in a 2-3 zone. There's Conlon, nearly double teamed, and a turnover. Golubieski now up ahead to Pacini. Onyango looking to try to execute a fast break, and Brookdale cannot, but it was last touched by Bergen, so it'll stay here.
It was a nice pass from Pacini. Onyango just unable to finish, but Bergen can't collect the defensive rebound. Now the officials are going to get together, and I wonder, and I think it was I thought they might change possession, but it is Brookdale who will get another opportunity.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to figure out whether or not they wanted to reset the shot clock. It was at 20, now it's at 23. Catanzaro looks to inbound. Golubieski, a mid-range jumper. And a traveling violation on Isabel after she got the rebound. There was some contact from behind as she got hit by Golubieski, but Brookdale again in the same situation they were a moment ago, inbounding underneath their own basket. Hadasha Haricha has checked back into the game for the Bulldogs. Catanzaro directing traffic. Here's Wagner, draws contact, and will go to the line.
Yeah, nice job by Catanzaro there directing for Wagner to go on the low block where she collects that pass and now gets an opportunity at the free throw line.
So Kenya Wagner, the 5'11 freshman from Homedale, talked about the incredible defensive effort she had in the last game that Brookdale played on December 19th against Sussex. She had 5 blocks in that game. But this is historically not her strong suit. She only shoots around 31% from the foul line. She missed the first. She got the second. And Brookdale now leads 15-10. Inside to Isabel, runs into Catanzaro, and a whistle here. This will be a foul. This will be on Anna Catanzaro, and Brian, that's her second personal foul.
Brookdale's second of the second quarter as well.
Here's Martinez going baseline. Mid-range jumper, got her on rebound, had it partially blocked from behind, but that may have actually aided the shot. It goes in, and Coach Brunson will take a timeout as Bergen has pulled back within 3, 15-12. It's a full timeout on the floor with 8:23 to play here in the first half. Brookdale leads by 3. We'll come back to the Collins Arena on BTV next.
Okay, what's up, guys? We are at probably the best table in this involvement fair. Just kidding, everyone's great. We're at the Student Life and Activities Board. We have a bunch of people from the board here. Hello, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Can one of you tell us more about Student Life and Activities?
Yeah, sure. I'm so glad. So as student ambassadors, we help conduct tours. We work at the ticket window downstairs, which is actually in the SLC at the bottom floor. In addition to that, we provide other services to students, such as answering questions that they have, customer service. We have everything. So if any students have a question about directions they need for a building, we can help them out. We also have our events, which we're showing. We help book the events, and we help schedule them and put postings around the campus. We have bingo.
Back here in the Collins Arena with 8:23 to play here in the first half. You see Tracy Green there in the middle, trying to coach her players back to within striking distance of the Jersey Blues. Green in her 10th season at Bergen has led her team to a very successful season so far. And we mentioned the small roster for Bergen, only 7 players, so 2 subs. And I asked Tracy Green pregame, does that bother you, or is your team ready to be able to pull a full 40 minutes with not a whole lot of substitutions, and she says her team has been able to really has been able to get used to that really from the beginning of this year, because at one point they were playing with only 5 players, so no substitutions whatsoever, so she does not feel that is in any way affecting her team on the floor as Pacini beats the shot clock and puts it in for 2.
Meanwhile, the shot clock not affecting Brookdale, even though it was winding down there just in the nick of time. Pacini beats the buzzer with that drive.
Jersey Blues back in front by 5. Martinez, now to Conlon, now back to Martinez. Catanzaro still on the floor for the Jersey Blues. Remember, she's playing with 2 personal fouls. Gato a long 2, and Wagner is able to grab the rebound. So Brookdale doing a very nice job securing the rebound for the most part inside after that shot goes up for Bergen. Onyango looking for Catanzaro. She's well guarded. Golubieski from downtown. This one way off the mark. Rebound Martinez. Conlon will try from behind the 3-point line. That one's off the mark as well. She got her own rebound, though. A runner in the lane is good. How about that move by Katie Conlon? And the Bulldogs are within 3.
And one thing that Brookdale has done is they've allowed too many offensive rebounds. They've done a great job contesting shots, blocking shots, but they're allowing too many second chances, and it bites them there.
Onyango. Team's leading rebounder double teamed, and that's a double dribble. Actually, a traveling violation to be correct, but nonetheless a turnover. And Bergen, for the first time since the opening stages of the first quarter, can tie the game with a 3 on this possession. And a turnover there. Golubieski with another steal. Pacini. What a move by Gianna Pacini, and she finishes in the paint. Gets around 2 different defenders and lays it in and gets the roll. Brookdale by 5.
It looked like Bergen was confused as to who was going to defend the drive. They were all kind of bunched together, allowed a lane for Pacini for that finish.
Does Bergen have an answer here with 5:30 to play here in the second? Tipped away. Another turnover. Onyango pulls up her dribble over to Pacini, who's had the hot hand. She can't finish this time. Fought for underneath. Bulldogs basketball. Heather Polgarin, along with Nalaya Hill, will check into the game for the Bulldogs. Ileani Isabel, along with number 23, Hadasha Haricha, will go to the bench. And we'll see what the Bulldogs can do. Down by 5. Gato left open from the corner, and she drains it.
And that's a couple of open looks that the Bulldogs have had from 3-point range, and they've been able to take advantage.
Friend rims out on the long 2. Onyango had it stripped. Bulldogs taking their time coming up the floor. Conlon for 3. Yes. 2 straight threes, and Bergen now retakes the lead 20-19.
And the turning point for Bergen so far in this half is when Conlon came into the game, because since she did, she's hit 2 from 3-point range, and now Bergen with the lead.
Onyango tried to put it in underneath the basket. She couldn't connect. Conlon again from the other side. This one doesn't go. Catanzaro picks it up off the deck. Friend throws it away. Gato now to Conlon, a long 2. Gato the rebound, puts it up, and she's fouled. So it may not be the fastest offense in the world for the Bergen Bulldogs, Brian, but it is working. They've got the lead, and now have an opportunity to add to it, as Nicole Gato will have 2 shots upcoming from the foul line.
And they were on an extended run here because remember, Brookdale jumped out. They had a 12-4 lead, but since then, Bergen has outscored the Jersey Blues 16-5.
So Nicole Gato, the sophomore guard from Cliffside Park, New Jersey, has a 4.0 GPA. Tracy Green was telling me pregame she's very proud of her sophomore. Had 29 points against Rowan College of Gloucester County on December the 21st. That was her best game of the season. And she gives Bergen a 2-point lead. Golombieski, straight on 3. So 3:45 to play here in the first half. Bergen leads 21-19. Bergen is a team that has 4 players that average over 13 points a game: Conlon, Martinez, Hill, and Gato. And we've seen them contribute very nicely. Speaking of Gato, she tried to put it in underneath the basket, couldn't get it to go. Brookdale's able to clear it for the moment with Tiance Wilson bringing it up the floor, and an offensive foul. No, a blocking foul instead called on the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you, it looked like one of the officials was getting ready to make the offensive foul signal, and I wonder if they're going to change this.
Well, Nina Norman, you saw her there in the replay. She was getting ready to signal it as an offensive foul, and it is indeed an offensive foul on Tiance Wilson. So that's her second personal. So now that's 2 fouls on Wilson. Anna Catanzaro, who's on the bench, has 2 fouls. And the 4th team foul in the Jersey Blues. They're 1 away from the bonus.
Yeah, Wilson just getting too over-aggressive there. She had 2 defenders back and just trucked over one of them for the charge.
Bergen with the lead. They'll look to add to it here. Martinez, who is yet to sub out of the game. She's pulled so far a full 18 minutes and change from the corner. Conlon couldn't finish, but Hill forces it up and in the paint with the rebound. After not starting off the game all that well in the first quarter, Bergen has been able to answer back here in the second. It's Brookdale now looking for some answers. Wilson at the right elbow. Shot clock at 10. Onyango throws it up there. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot as Amanda Friend hits the deck in the backcourt. No call. Conlon now bringing it up the floor. Gato to Martinez. Great position and unselfish basketball leads to an easy layup for Nalaya Hill.
Boy, Bergen has just flipped the switch here in the second quarter after a slow start, looking much more like the team that they've been for a lot of this season, coming in as one of the better teams in all the region.
Friend, side of the backboard, no. Rebound, Polgarin.
While Brookdale, on the other hand, has just gone cold after what was a really good start, one of the better starts we've seen from them.
Pacini is getting ready to check in for Brookdale at the next buzzer. And a foul here on Golombieski.
Golombieski just going for the ball, which she has done successfully, getting a number of steals, but that time commits the contact, and so she's hit with her first.
That's her first. Amanda Friend checks out of the game. As I mentioned, Pacini comes in. But this is the 5th team foul in the Jersey Blues. This will be 2 shots for Liana Martinez. The sophomore guard, who's an excellent foul shooter, shooting 78% on the season. Comes into tonight's game, Brian, with 42 steals and 66 assists on the year.
Yeah, she's been one of their better players and has been a factor here in the first half as Bergen continues this surge in the second quarter, and Brookdale has to hope they can stop the bleeding here before the half.
Wilson throws it away. She was looking for Golombieski and a miscommunication there. As things just continue to unravel on the offensive side for the Jersey Blues here in this second quarter. Isabel May-Kranz will check into the game. That's the first time we've actually seen Isabel in 2 weeks. Remember, she's coming off of that wrist injury, so she's back on the floor. She subs in for Tiance Wilson. Martinez downstairs to Hill, right at Onyango, and a travel.
For Brookdale now, they need to get something going, something to feel good about before this half ends. Maybe it starts after forcing a turnover as you see the Bulldogs make a couple of changes.
Jada Spalazino back on the floor. Out of Pacini, top of the key. Brookdale is going to have to try to find something inside with Wagner on the bench. Pacini tried to drive to the rim. It was swatted away out of bounds. 12 to shoot here for the Jersey Blues. And that's also something interesting to keep in mind, Brian. Brookdale's trying to get back in the game here, down 27-19 with both Wagner and Catanzaro on the bench, two of their best scorers in the post. And there's Pacini right on cue with a nice layup.
And Brookdale needs that from Pacini. They need her to be one of this team's leading scorers. She has that kind of ability.
Shot clock down to 17 here for Bergen, and a foul away from the ball here on the Bulldogs. This is on Nalaya Hill. That's her first. So potentially final possession here for the Jersey Blues in the first half. Golombieski. Pacini with a ball fake. Off the back of the rim, no. Hill's got 4 seconds. Hill with 3. The half-court heave doesn't go. And that will end the first half with Bergen leading 27-21. Jersey Blues had command of the game early on. And as you mentioned, Brian, we're at 1 point leading by 8, 12-4. But once we started the second quarter, you saw things kind of start to change. And that's certainly when not only Bergen went on their run, but they've been able to really take control of this game. And they're starting to outwork Brookdale on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and we saw really the key change for Bergen was once they put Conlon in the game and saw her make a couple of jumpers from behind the arc. That kind of got things going for Bergen, got them in rhythm, which was something that was missing early on. We were saying, oh, they had tired legs from the 3-week layup. But once they got going, they show what they're capable of, wound up getting the lead, and now are in good position here as they go into the second half.
Bergen in control. They have the lead at halftime. We'll come back for the second half of action here on Brookdale TV after this.
We're the Student Life and Activities Board. We have a bunch of people from the board here. Hello, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Why do you think students should really make time to get involved at Brookdale with all of these amazing events that you have?
Yeah, for sure. I think that students should really get involved because you meet great people in these clubs. You meet people from literally that come over from all different, it could be towns, states, cities, or even countries. So it's a great way to interact, meet new people, and just expose yourself to what Brookdale has to offer.
And it seems like Brookdale has to offer a lot, guys. Thank you so much, and I look forward to being at all these events.
Yes. Thank you.
We have Kelly here. She is a new student here at Brookdale. Kelly, what do you think about the involvement fair today?
Oh my God, it's been like an amazing experience. There's just so much life and energy and so many clubs and options. I'm like a little bit overwhelmed, but the gelato calmed me down, so.
There we go. That's why the gelato's here. So did you find any clubs today that you're interested in joining?
Actually, yeah, a few of them. There's West over there. There's the Creative Writing Club, the LGBT stuff. There's a bunch of clubs I'm interested in.
That's so awesome. So what do you think about Brookdale so far that we have this involvement fair? There's tons of clubs to join. Like, how do you think Brookdale's going to be this year?
I think it's going to be like a really fun experience. I think I'm just going to enjoy like this entire vicinity to the max I can.
That's so awesome. Congratulations, Kelly. Thanks. Have fun at Brookdale. The Current is the newspaper, which used to be The Stall, which I used to be a writer in. How you guys doing?
My name's Sonal. I'm editor-in-chief. I've been editor-in-chief since last year, too. Mackenzie was a co-editor in the previous semester. When we came on, too, we wanted to change the name because things were a bit outdated. Layout was outdated. So with the new improvements of the layout and with the new staff and new improvements we've also made with columns, like having a good news column, like shining more light on kids that have problems with like finances. Like we have a peer advice column too. It's like because of us doing that, we've had more engagement too. So it's been better, like overall with the newspaper.
That's so awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about the current, like when you guys meet and what you guys do when you do meet?
Yeah, so we're in the office every Tuesday and Thursday during college hour.
And what's your favorite part about joining the current? Like what did you get out of this club?
So what I always get out of being in a newspaper environment is a lot of different personalities and opinions, and I've always valued that. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Jack Ryan, and I teach English at Brookdale Community College. The mask that I'm wearing here is simply a prop that I use in my American Lit 1 class when I teach Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Cask of Amontillado. In that short story, Poe utilizes masks both literally and metaphorically. And literature classes are meant to help students to analyze difficult texts, to break them down, and to understand what is really going on, not just explicitly, but implicitly as well, to read between the lines. That skill translates to any discipline, as do the skills that we teach in our writing courses, where we give you instruction on how to learn the tools of research, how to properly construct, focus, and organize a research paper. All of those skills that we work on in those courses help you, the student, to be a better student, to be more appropriately employable, and to enjoy literature, film, poetry, any kind of resource that you might be interested in. Even listening to the radio and the lyrics on the songs that you hear on your typical FM station or bipod. We at Brookdale's English department hope that you can contact us and look for the appropriate courses that work for your vision of what your life will be. And we hope that you do that as soon as you can. And if you want to contact Jack Ryan, just look up J. Ryan on the English page and you'll find me, and I would be glad to tell you what I know and learned in my 45 years at Brookdale Community College.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Crowder. I'm a professor here in the biology department at Brookdale Community College. I teach general biology, I teach life sciences, I teach anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. I came here to Brookdale because Brookdale is an institution where the faculty focus on teaching rather than research. That's what I wanted my focus to be as a professor, on the student, where I think frankly it should be. When I tell people what I do for a living, and I tell them I teach, and they ask me, what do you teach? And then I tell them I teach biology. I sometimes get a face as if, to say, oh, well, that's unfortunate, or, oh, I don't know if I can speak to this man anymore. I don't know if we're on the same wavelength. I get people ask me all the time, why would you study biology? Why would anybody study biology? And, my perhaps too short answer is, well, biology is the study of life. You're alive. Why wouldn't you want to know how all this works? Why wouldn't you want to know what it is to be alive? At even the mechanistic level. Don't you like knowing how things work? Wouldn't you like to know how you work? How could you say no?
If you're looking to have fun and If you're looking to have fun and meet some people with the same interest as you came to the right place. Here at Brookdale, we have the Involvement Fair, where over 30 different clubs and activities are showing students what they're all about and trying to recruit new members. If you like math, poetry, writing, theater, odds are you find the group that's right for you. Let's go check it out.
My name is Justice Lawless, and I'm here looking at all the clubs. So far, I saw the Outdoor Sports Club, the Student Life Board, and the Education Club.
And my name is Isaiah Brinson, and I am the treasurer for the Architecture Society. Our goal is to try to bring in the incoming students who are interested in architecture, get them accustomed, pair them up with a second year so they understand and so they know, sort of like a guide or a mentor to help them out during their first year.
My name is Bailey. I'm the president of Theater Club. What we do every week is we do a lot of improvisational games. And there's no experience necessary, no participation necessary. If you just want to come and have fun, then that's kind of what we're here for. This semester, we've also made it a point to kind of switch things up a bit. So we have like a T-shirt day. We're celebrating Halloween and Thanksgiving, and we have a partnership with Alliance. So we have a date where we're going to collaborate.
I'm really interested in performing arts, so I was looking at like theater club and a cappella, but I've seen clubs that have to do with like anime, and there's like all different types for literally every interest.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Well, guys, I think I found the club that's right for me. To learn more, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Pearl with Brookdale Television. Thanks for watching. Oh, na, na, na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo!
Brookdale Community College, the power to provide accessibility to over 60 degree and certification classes on campus and online, to provide a rich community of faculty and student life, to provide affordability through financial aid, scholarships, and grants. Brookdale Community College, the power to provide you the access, affordability, and community to reach your education goals. Join us March 31st from 1 to 4 at our Spring Open House. RSVP today at brookdalecc.edu/open house.
There's a lot more about myself than I ever thought about in years, and I've never felt better as a person than I am today after coming to this school.
Thank you, Brookdale Community College.
Thank you, Brookdale Community College.
The faculty and the staff here at Brookdale, they've been so welcoming.
Professors, a lot of them have changed my life.
The advisors are so helpful.
I am so thankful for Brookdale Community College for helping me achieve my success.
I was really impressed with the amount of resources that were available to me. The campus is beautiful, and there are a lot of benefits to being in a place that looks nice in terms of learning.
Thank you, Brookdale Community College, for my scholarship.
Thanks a lot.
Being involved, I got to meet a lot of great people.
I've had such a great experience there.
The professors I've had at Brookdale are always super nice. They truly care about their students.
All the professors I've met are very friendly and open to speak with you.
It's an experience that you will never forget.
I love coming to college here, and I'm really going to miss it. So thanks, Brookdale, for an awesome experience.
We're all about where students go in life.
My name is Christina Treza. I'm graduating in May.
So what advice would you give incoming students?
To study a lot, because I kind of worked too much being at community college and slacked off, I guess, a little bit. But then I realized you can't work as much just because you're at community college. Yeah.
All right, wonderful. And what do you know now that you wish you knew when you entered Brookdale?
Clubs, for sure, because I'm an Adventure Bound and Bio Club now and Chem Club. And I would have joined them in my freshman year if I knew about them, and I didn't. And I wish I got to be president of more clubs, but I'm on the board for Adventure Bound, and it's really fun. We go on a lot of trips, so join Adventure Bound.
Hi guys, my name is Andrew, and I'll be graduating Brookdale in May.
And Andrew, what advice would you give incoming students?
Advice for incoming students, I'd probably say take advantage of everything that Brookdale gives us. There's a lot of stuff here that is free that otherwise we wouldn't have the luxury of having. And really invest in your professors because they really care about your...
Back here in the Collins Arena, getting ready to start the second half. Slight technical error to get things started, but Brookdale is down 27-21. Bergen in front. Kenya Wagner was at the foul line shooting two. After the rebound by Catanzaro, Wagner is able to put it in for 2 points, and the Jersey Blues are within 4. That foul on the floor was on Nicole Gato. That was her second personal foul. And a turnover here to start things off once again in the third. Onyango to Puccini, who had a great first half. She can't lay it in. Onyango fighting for the rebound and puts it in off the glass. So a great way for Brookdale to open up the second half on a mini 4-0 run, and they're within a bucket. Wagner and Catanzaro back on the floor for the Jersey Blues. They were not on the floor when Bergen made that run in the first half, and we'll see how that affects them going forward. Along with the rest of our BTV crew and my broadcast partner Brian Goudsworth, I am Tim Catalfamo here in the Collins Arena tonight. Doubleheader with Bergen, as Isabel is able to put it in with a nice layup with the left hand. Women's game taking place now. The men's game will take place at approximately 7 p.m. We'll have both those games live tonight. So a full night of basketball. Catanzaro may have hit her in the leg. I think she dribbled it off her foot. Goes to the Bulldogs, and Isabel with another layup at the other end. Puts the Bulldogs back up 31-25. And Pacini draws contact in the lane. This, I believe, is going to be on Ileani Isabel. That's her first. And Pacini at the line for two. It's the second team foul on Bergen. And Pacini, remember, she did not play, Brian, in that game against Sussex. She was out with an illness, but we have seen her impact tonight on the floor. She's been able to get some nice layups inside. She's made some nice shots, and she's been able to help out the Jersey Blues from the foul line on that last possession.
Yeah, and you mentioned the layups, and they've been a product of getting to the basket. She's done a nice job driving, as you see Brookdale showing some press here in the back court.
Gato in the right arc. Drives in on Wagner. Martinez. Bergen working the ball around. Everyone touching it on this possession. Isabel along two from the right elbow. Jump ball is called, and this is going Brookdale's way. So Brookdale finds themselves down by 4, 31-27. And for the most part, even though Brookdale didn't have a great second quarter, they've been able to hang around with Bergen in this game. A team that's top 5 in the Region 19 standings. Catanzaro again trying to get her own rebound and finally is able to put it in.
Nice job by Catanzaro, as you see Tracy Green there, the head coach for Bergen, but Catanzaro staying with her shot and making it count.
Off the window and in for Katie Conlin. She's been a player on the Bulldogs side that, Brian, you mentioned in the first half, has played very well coming off of the bench this evening.
Yeah, that's about 8 points by my count tonight off the bench.
Pacini in the corner for three.
Now we talk about Pacini doing most of her scoring on drives to the basket. That's her first from three-point range.
Feed inside to Isabel after a nice assist by Conlin.
But you got to get back in transition, and Brookdale didn't that time, allowing Isabel to be all alone near the basket.
Pacini again from the corner. This one's off the mark. Wagner fighting for the rebound. That one doesn't go. Tipped around and taken away by Conlin. Katie Conlin for three. Kept alive here by Martinez. Gato from behind the arc. And a rebound, Pacini. Long shot for Wilson. Wagner keeps it alive, and another jump ball is called. This time it will go in favor of Bergen. Natasha Onyango will enter the game as Kenya Wagner checks back out for Brookdale. And once again, Coach Brunson sticking with this full-court man-to-man defense. Trying to increase the amount of pressure on the Bulldogs from the corner. Conlin is off the mark, but it was last touched by Catanzaro. .21 to shoot here for Bergen. Gato with a runner with the left hand, too strong. Another offensive rebound, though, for Martinez. Conlon knocks it in after having a hand in her face. What a shot.
Now, both teams are executing better offensively here in this third quarter. You're seeing it both ways.
And that's Gato there on the low block, taking it away. Here's Conlon in the corner for three. Nothing but net for Katie Conlon. And Bergen now pulls ahead by 8.
There's just no hesitation. When she gets the ball, she knows exactly what she wants to do with it, and that's shoot the three-pointer, which she has done very effectively.
She is a player that takes a lot of shots, has 128 total points this year coming into tonight's game as Catanzaro answers on the low block. Another jump ball is called, and this one will go in favor of the Jersey Blues. Third time we've seen a jump ball in the third quarter. But yes, Katie Conlon takes a lot of shots, has an average of 13 points a game. Her season high is 20 points. That was against Middlesex on December the 5th. She's getting close to that total, though. She's knocked in several from the corner this evening and around the perimeter. Catanzaro from the foul line.
Yeah, and we see occasionally Catanzaro like to shoot the three, but that area mid-range is much more of her comfort zone, and she's going to knock that shot down more often than not.
Brookdale on a little bit of a run here within 4. 4 minutes to play here in the third. Conlon nearly has it taken away by Wilson. Conlon now will keep it herself into the lane and gets the roll to go.
Well, she's done most of her damage shooting from the outside, that time on the drive and the floater in the paint.
And a foul here on Conlon, trying to do a little bit too much and swat the ball away from Golubieski. That's Conlon's first foul and the third here on Bergen in the third quarter. Elia Hill checks in for Bergen. She came in for Haricha. And a traveling violation on Amanda Friend will give the ball back to Bergen. This is a team in Bergen that is not only known for their offense, but also their effort on the defensive end. They only on average give up around 49 points a game as inside a foul here in the Jersey Blues. We'll check the number. This could be either on Catanzaro or Onyango, and they're going to call it on Onyango, sending Hill to the line for 2 shots. The sophomore from Bloomfield, New Jersey, has 83 offensive rebounds this season, 155 total. She's had some foul trouble this evening. We really haven't seen her on the floor as much as maybe we were expecting to see her since she was in the starting lineup, but she is a major key to the Bergen offense and one of those players that can match up well with Kenya Wagner inside the post. Left all alone, Gato for 3, in and out, halfway down. And Onyango nearly had it stripped. Catanzaro able to scoop it up, no. Taken away by Isabel. Isabel going coast to coast and is fouled. So Brookdale struggling to clear the ball and get it across midcourt. It leads to a turnover. And now Isabel at the line for 2 shots as Amanda Friend picks up her second personal.
And you talked about in the first half, Brookdale has to watch the foul trouble. It's at least 3 players in this game that have 2 personal fouls. So something that bears watching as we head into the game's final minutes.
Onyango there grabs the rebound. She's the leading rebounder on the team for the Jersey Blues. Has a 111 rebounds total this year. But Brookdale's going to need a couple more rebounds, especially on defense, to limit Bergen's opportunities as Wilson knocks in a nice long jumper, and Brookdale is within 5. Whistle called here by Nina Norman. I think the shot clock was not reset, and that's why the officials stopped play, but still a great shot there by Wilson to knock that shot in. Another player that comes off of the bench as Gato is fouled here, going to the rim. And this will be on Melissa Golombieski. That's her second personal. So each team now has 3 fouls. Nicole Gato talked about that incredible effort that she had against Rowan College of Gloucester County. Her parents are here in the audience. They travel to most away games. I met them before the game as Isabel and Wilson have a collision after the foul shot, and this will be a foul on Isabel. That's her second. Pacini back on the floor as Amanda Friend checks out of the game for the Jersey Blues. So it's Pacini, Onyango, Catanzaro, Golombieski, and Wilson on the floor for the Jersey Blues. Gato, Martinez, Hill, Polgarin, and Conlon for Bergen, and Wilson again on the other side of the floor knocks in another 3.
Nice recognition by Golombieski, finding the open Wilson, who was just left uncovered from behind the arc and able to drill it.
We've got a ball game here. Brookdale within 3. Hanging tough with one of the top teams in the Region 19 Conference. Conlon, a runner in the lane, is good. Katie Conlon having a great evening so far. Wilson thought about maybe trying to go 3 for 3 from behind the arc. She still might do so. Here it is. This one doesn't quite get the bounce. Catanzaro is there to clean it up, but a foul.
Well, nice ball movement on that possession. Good spacing from Brookdale, evenly spread apart along the perimeter, and then Catanzaro does well to get the offensive rebound and try to get Brookdale closer.
Foul on Liana Martinez. That's her second. Bergen is now maxed out. They have 5 team fouls, as Catanzaro cannot hit the first attempt from the line. Shoots around 62%. 6-foot sophomore from Howell, New Jersey. One of the 2. It's a 4-point game. Conlon, who's had the hot hand as of late, being guarded by Pacini. Bounce pass in the Hill. Rejected from behind, but a foul. And this will be on Onyango. That's her second personal. 4th on the Jersey Blues, so now they're 1 away from the bonus. And Elia Hill, once again, at the foul line. Transfer player from Pennsylvania. Has an average coming into this evening's game of 49% from around the perimeter, which is almost unheard of at the junior college level. So a talented player for sure. Puts Bergen back up by 5. Wilson. Pacini tees up a 3. Front rim no good. And a foul here. No, a traveling violation instead on Hill as she shuffled her feet.
And that has the Brookdale bench in applause as it allows the Jersey Blues another opportunity here.
So 53.7 seconds rather to play here in the third quarter. Pacini thought about a 3. Now from the right elbow. That one too strong. Hill battling for position downstairs with Onyango, and it's thrown away. Goldenbieski. Catanzaro straight on three is good. It's a 2-point game.
That time Catanzaro gets the nice bounce there, as it wasn't a clean swish, but works nonetheless. Brookdale within 2.
And the Jersey Blues drop into a 2-3 zone here. Final possession for Bergen here in the third. Martinez looking at the game clock rather, winding down. Conlin, left arc three on the way, is nothing but net for Conlin. What an incredible shot to end the third quarter for the Bulldogs. They lead 51-46. And a great way to close it out if you're Bergen, answer right back with a 3. Bergen leads by 5. We'll wrap it up with the fourth quarter coming up next on BTV.
My name is Deneen Jackson. I serve as the college's grants coordinator, but I'm also the chair of the Sunshine Team. So there's a group of us that Dr. Stout has assembled to put together programming, to bring people together, and to bring a little sunshine back to the campus.
I have been having so much fun today. I've been looking forward to this for weeks, and it's great to see it finally come together and see all the children celebrating Bring Your Children to Work Day, because we really are a family-centered institution. Bring families here and set up events so that the kids could have fun and get a little bit introduced to the college, see mom and dad in action, or grandma and grandpa in action, or whatever the family member is. So they've been really getting right into the mix of the business.
I think it was such a great opportunity. Summer got to see where I work and meet some of my coworkers, see everything that we do. And
back here in the Collins Arena, Brookdale down by 5, 51-46 to the Bergen Bulldogs. Bergen has been able to remain in control. They led at halftime, but this has been a very competitive game, Brian. A game that has seen Brookdale be able to utilize some of their bigs downstairs and then have some of their more talented shooters really come up big. They've been able to keep pace with Bergen, but they still got another whole quarter to go.
Yeah, and they got a big shot there down the stretch of that third quarter by Catanzaro, hoping to build on that momentum, down by 5 as we start the fourth.
Onyango from the foul line is off the mark. Rebound is tracked down here by Nicole Gato. It's really been Gato and Katie Conlin that have been the primary go-to targets for offense. Martinez working her way through the Brookdale defense, can't finish close to the rim. Pacini goes right at Hill, and a traveling violation on Gianna Pacini.
Wasn't really able to get that shot away cleanly, as it would have been blocked, but the travel negates it anyway and gives the Bulldogs possession.
Brookdale looking to try to build on a win that they had at the end of the month of December and get their 4th win of the year. For Bergen, they're looking to try to get their 10th on the season as Gato rims out on a 3. It's deflected. Martinez to Conlin for the layup.
Well, if Bergen holds on to win, I mean, how about the performance? Regardless, win or lose, Conlin has just been amazing in this game, and it's all been coming off the bench. What a performance she has put on offensively.
And I talked about earlier, she only averages around 13 points a game, but she's right at that threshold, Brian, and coming off of the bench has to make Tracy Green incredibly proud. This is a team in Bergen that only has 7 players, so 2 subs total. But they have just been incredible in this matchup tonight, giving Brookdale at times all they can handle. A turnover here. They were looking for Conlin. Wilson. Now with a handoff to Pacini, and she draws the foul. So the foul is on Nalaya Hill. That's her 2nd. And Gianna Pacini will go to the foul line. And on the side for the Jersey Blues, the primary offensive target has been Gianna Pacini. She's really been the go-to scorer in this game. I mentioned earlier she missed the last game due to an illness against Sussex when Brookdale won 45-41 on December the 19th. But since coming back, she's really been able to, at times, boost the Brookdale offense as a whole and keep them in this game.
Yeah, and it seems that she's been kind of hit or miss this season. As you see a Brookdale foul there underneath the basket, it'll be their first of this quarter. But like I was talking about in the first half, the Jersey Blues need that kind of offensive productivity to be more consistent from Pacini. I think it would allow them to be a better team overall.
Elia Hill is fouled. The foul was on Kenya Wagner. That's only her first foul. And as Brian mentioned, first team foul for the Jersey Blues here in the fourth. Hill has struggled from the foul line this evening. Missed them both. Conlon again got the rebound. Polgarin can't hit on the mid-range jumper. And Catanzaro finally able to clear it for the Brookdale. Onyango didn't set her feet, but a foul is called. This is going to be on Heather Polgarin. That is her first. Now the second team foul here, Brian. So Bergen's got to be careful they don't put themselves in the double bonus. Brookdale could try to shoot some foul shots with the clock stopped and get back in the game. Just as I say that, Brookdale picks up their second team foul, courtesy of Natasha Onyango. That's her third.
Well, the foul trouble continues to be a part of the story, and as you hit the late stages here, you don't want to have any less players than you have available due to fouling out.
2-3 zone being shown here by the Jersey Blues. Polgarin dumps it into Hill. Hill nearly threw it away. Gato in the corner. Onyango's able to pick it off the deck. Wilson to the rim, drew contact on Conlon, but she went straight up. No foul. And Bergen trying to nurse this 6-point lead. Hill blocked by Catanzaro at the foul line. And Wagner now gives it over to Golombiewski. So Brookdale doing a nice job defensively. That's been one of their strong suits in this game, as Coach Brunson will burn a quick timeout. They've been able to hold strong defensively, Brian. It's just trying to execute a little bit better on the offensive end.
Yeah, and Brookdale's had their ups and downs on the defensive end this season. They're going up against a team in Bergen that defends very well, and that's kind of always a hallmark for a good team, is to be strong on the defensive side, which Bergen has been this season.
You see head coach Tracy Green talking to her players there on the sidelines. Was the women's basketball head coach at Waldwick High School for 14 years. Also played basketball there when she was in high school. She played college basketball at Manhattanville College in Purchase, New York. She also played softball and soccer there. And ever since then, in addition to coaching the Bulldogs for the past 10 seasons, she has been a third-grade elementary school teacher. So a busy schedule on the side for Tracy Green. And regardless of what type of a season the Bulldogs are having, it always seems when they come here to play Brookdale, they always have their act together. It's always a tough matchup. It's one of those teams that is just dangerous in the Region 19 Conference. On any given day, they can beat you, as Onyango, after the feed from the outside perimeter, is able to put it in for two. Conlon, a three ball. That one rims out. Wilson tees up a three. That one, no. Last touched out of bounds. It'll stay here with Brookdale. $19 to shoot here for the Jersey Blues. Catanzaro looks to inbound. Catanzaro right at Conlon. Mid-range jumper. It'll stay here with Brookdale with 12 to shoot. And it looks like Gianna Pacini is going to check into the game. along with Jada Spalazino. So Wagner and Onyango hit the bench. Spalazino and Pacini on the floor. Shot clock now resets to 20. Golombieski, right arc three, too strong. And a foul going the other way on Pacini as she locked arms with Isabel. And that's her second personal.
Give Brookdale credit, though, for hanging tough in this game. I mean, you looked at the records coming in, and it kind of looked lopsided on both ends of the spectrum, but Jersey Blues got off to the good start. Bergen looked like they were going to pull away, but Brookdale didn't allow it to happen, and so this is a game here in the final 5.5 minutes.
Inside, Isabel has her shot rejected by Catanzaro. On a fast break, here's Wilson to the rim. She had her shot blocked away by Martinez. Polgarin threw it away.
Yeah, and Polgarin frustrated with herself because she had Isabel wide open. Problem was there was a defender in her face, and I think that threw off that pass, allowing it to be errant.
Brookdale trying to run a play here. Down by 4. Feed into Catanzaro. That's rejected away. That was Isabel getting a paw on it. And a foul here on Golombieski. Crowd not happy with the call. That's the third team foul on the Jersey Blues. Make that the fourth team foul. It's the third on Golombieski. So Brookdale 1 away from the bonus. Polgarin checks out of the game as Hadassah Haricha has come back in, and Conlon again right on cue. How impressive has she been in this game? Bergen now back up 55-49. Catanzaro trying to answer with a 3. Left it short. I think you mentioned it earlier, Brian. Win or lose, Katie Conlon, I believe, deserves the Player of the Game award if there is an award in the regular season to give to a player. She has been extremely difficult for the Jersey Blues to contain this evening and has consequently been able to chip in very well off of the bench for Tracy Green's squad tonight.
Yeah, and as we talked about, she didn't start this game, and you think back to the early minutes, Bergen was struggling to get into the offense early. Brookdale had an 8-point lead. They made that substitution, put Conlon in, and haven't looked back since.
That was the third foul, by the way, on Tianse Wilson. She remains on the floor. Brookdale in need of some points here. They're down by 8. Wagner in the post. Missed the layup. It goes to the Bulldogs. And you see Brookdale, when they come down the floor, Brian, they're trying to get it inside the post. They're trying to either set up a play with either Wagner or Catanzaro, but they just can't seem to quite get it to connect, and time is starting to run out, as that's a traveling violation on Bergen. Will give the ball back to Brookdale, but still nonetheless, 4:03 to play. Brookdale's running out of opportunities.
Yeah, and I think they're probably best suited at this point to spread around the offense along the perimeter and hope to get some open looks from three-point range, because that's been when they've been at their best tonight.
Pacini. Now back out to Golombieski. Coach Brunson yelling out instructions from the sidelines, and a traveling violation on Pacini. A lot of turnovers here in the second half of the Jersey Blues.
Yeah, and that's not how you take advantage. They got a gift on a travel that was unforced by Bergen on their last possession. You have to be able to turn those into points, or at least get shots at the basket. Turnovers are not going to help as we have a timeout.
And Tracy Green will burn a quick 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here on Brookdale TV. Should note that the last time these two teams played each other earlier in the season, it was at Bergen on November the 12th. Bergen won that game handily, 68-49. We talked about the small roster on the Bulldogs side. Only 7 players total, so that, if you do the math, means 2 subs at the most. And then you've had players such as Liana Martinez, Nicole Gato, who I believe have been pulling a full game so far. I do not recall them ever checking out at any point. And they still look like they're fresh enough to play a whole other half of basketball. I mean, the physical stamina that this Bulldogs team has is pretty incredible. Trying to pull out a very big win on the road here in the Collins Arena. Isabel at the left elbow had it swatted away. Pacini up to Wilson. Wilson to the rim, and she is fouled.
And Wilson with a nice job there in transition of initiating the contact. The whistle came a half a beat late, but nonetheless, Williams a chance now at the line.
Foul was on Hadasha Haricha. She checks out of the game. Hill comes back in for the Bulldogs, and Wilson, the 5'3" freshman from Eatontown, New Jersey, at the line. Can't hit the first attempt. From Monmouth Regional High School, studying special education here at Brookdale. Had a season-high 10 points against Mercer County College on December the 12th, or December 17th, rather, and brings Brookdale to within 7. A turnover here as Onyango is able to pick the pocket of Gato. Wagner open for a 3. That's not really her spot. Onyango threw it up there immediately after she got the rebound. Couldn't connect. And now time starting to become a factor. Gato was open for a 3. She decided instead to give it to her teammate, as Bergen will try to milk that clock just a little bit. Shot clock at 7. Isabel with 3. From the right elbow, fading away. That one hits the top of the backboard, out of bounds.
The door is open for Brookdale here. There's enough time to mount a charge to try to get back into this game before they see the clock expire. Bergen, the last couple of possessions, have not been able to add to the lead.
Wilson. Dangerous pass into Catanzaro. Onyango lost it. Isabel comes away with it for the Bulldogs, going right at the rim. A nice pass to Gato, and she puts it in. And now maybe that could very well have been the last opportunity the Jersey Blues had to get back into the game, as Wilson is fouled hard on her way to the rim. It'll be 2 shots upcoming for Tianse Wilson. But Brookdale has been struggling at the line this evening. This is a team historically that does not shoot the ball all that well from the charity stripe, only shooting 54% overall. Wilson hits the first attempt. And really from this point forward, Brian, if you're Brookdale and you get sent to the line, you really cannot afford to miss any foul shots.
Yeah, with the margin here at 8 points, as you mentioned, you can ill afford any misses. Good job by Wilson there, knocking down a pair. And now for Brookdale, you would expect them to press, try to force a turnover. At the very least, they need a stop.
Bergen gets it across midcourt. And a timeout wisely going to be used by Tracy Green. It's a 30-second timeout just to talk things over. And if you're Bergen, Brian, obviously you want to get a good shot off here and try to use as much time as possible, but I think that's the key thing. Use as much time as possible. You can give up a good look at the rim, but try to take some time off of that clock, because right now that clock is your best friend.
Right, and for Brookdale right now, there's too much time. It's too early at this point to start fouling, so you just have to play it straight up, defend to the best of your ability, and hope to get as many stops as possible.
Keep in mind, Bergen, if they were to foul, they do have one foul before they would hit the double bonus. So the next time they would foul, Brookdale would be shooting 2 from the line. Brookdale does not have any more fouls to give, as they are already in the double bonus. And a turnover there on the inbounds pass. Pacini comes away with it, and Conlon steals it right out of the hands of Gianna Pacini. And now Bergen can really use some clock here with a fresh 30. Shot clock at 14. Hill nearly had it taken away by Onyango. Martinez with 5. Martinez, a nice move around Wagner, and she lays it in with the left hand.
Yeah, that's just tough for Brookdale because they defended well. Shot clock was winding down, and Martinez just able to get to the rim. A nice fake on the pass. And that's going to be tough now with a 9-point deficit for Brookdale under a minute.
And now if you're Brookdale, you really have to hurry. Pacini hit the underneath part of the rim, didn't get the ball up high enough, and now I would think Brookdale would foul here, but they may feel they're too far behind. As it looks like this is going to be the 10th win on the year for Bergen. Bergen had won 3 of the last 4 games, and looks like they will have won 4 of their last 5 and start off the new year on a strong note. Pacini draws the foul. And for Coach Brunson, Brian, it's going to be going back to the drawing board. However, I will say I think that the effort that the Jersey Blues showed tonight was one of the better games this year. They had struggled to shoot the ball. This is a team that only averages 50 points a game, so they have maxed that. They've been able to eclipse that total at 52, now make it 53 with that made foul shot. But it's been a good game, but there are still some areas to improve upon going forward.
Yeah, and especially after how Brookdale started this game, you thought maybe it would be one of their better performances of the year, but just too much Bergen, too much Katie Conlon. Most of this game gave the win to the visitors.
Isabel May Kranz will come into the game for the final 14 seconds. And Martinez will look to try to dribble out the clock. Bergen, the Bulldogs, will get a big win on the road tonight. It's their 10th win of the year. They'll improve to 10-4 on the season and 6-3 in the Region 19 standings. Final score 61-53. Brookdale suffers their 10th loss of the year and drop to 3-10. So as we welcome you back into our broadcast booth, along with the rest of our BTV crew and my broadcast partner, Brian Goudsward, I am Tim Catalfamo. A tough loss for the Jersey Blues tonight on the women's basketball side. Bergen didn't start out the game all that well. You have to remember, Brookdale at one point led 12-4 in the late stages of the first quarter. However, in the second quarter, I think the Bulldogs were able to kind of shake off a little bit of rust. They hadn't played a game in a while. They retook the lead. They led at halftime. Then they really didn't look back in the second half.
Yeah, they really did a great job, led by Conlon, which she was able to do from three-point range. Really put on a show, both ends of the floor. Kind of sealed the game with that steal late after Brookdale was trying to make a last couple minutes rally. It didn't work out for them. But for Brookdale, they started off so aggressively. You like to see getting steals. They were blocking shots. There was energy. And then the latter part of the game, we didn't see as much of that, and I think that was part of the reason, too, that from a Brookdale standpoint, they weren't able to keep it up, and they end up falling here at home tonight.
And we talked, of course, about Katie Conlon checking in, coming off of the bench, and doing an incredible job for the Bergen offense, really shooting lights out from around the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch. With not if you're a Brookdale player, but what she was able to do, shooting the ball from three-point range, getting to the rim, probably scored around 20 points. It was a season-high effort for her and was a big reason for Bergen getting the victory.
So Bergen is able to pull out the W. Brookdale suffers their 10th loss of the season, and now Bergen, with their 10th win of the year, they'll continue to move up in the Region 19 conference standings. The men's basketball game will be coming up next. The Brookdale Jersey Blues will square off against the Bergen Bulldogs coming up at approximately 7 o'clock, so Brian and I will be back for that game. We hope you continue to tune in and stay tuned here on Brookdale Television. Again, Brookdale falls in the women's game. The men's game is coming up next on BTV.
I am the Student Life Board Treasurer. I'm a Brookdale student here, and we have an involvement fair. So our theme this year is Discover Your Path. A lot of people, a lot of students come here. They don't know what they want to do. I know I was one of them. I had no idea what I wanted to do. So this is a great way to have students to come and figure out what clubs they want to be interested in, figure out what they want to do in their life. So I think it's really great and a really good thing for students to, be a part of the community.
We're trying to get people to join our music club, you don't have to play an instrument. It's just like, we're a bunch of weirdos who hang out in the basement,
We're here to advocate for the Dreamers Plus. That's our club. The plus signifies not just people who have the Dream Act or are involved with it. It's everybody. We have the community as well as empower ourselves. We're really involved with whatever is going on.
Any student that's an education major, they can come to us and we can help them advance them towards their career and stuff and help them transferring to a four-year school.
Always been in love with having for sports and intramurals, just having fun with the kids, getting around. If they're not want to be in with a sport, they're more than welcome to join and do some of our clubs here at Brookdale.